Frag here. In this episode, I go headfirst into Create, making my first power source and a wireless garage door. In previous episodes, I mentioned the importance of zinc in the Create mod. Zinc will let us craft andesite alloy, which is a base of nearly every single crafting recipe in the Create mod. An important part of Create is pondering. Pondering can be done on most Create items, and it allows you to understand what it does with live demonstrations and descriptions. I'm going to use this mechanic to find out how to put my garage door together. To make my garage door, I'm going to need a way to generate energy, in this case rotational energy. There are a couple of different ways to make rotational energy, but the one that immediately pops to my mind is a windmill. The inspiration for this windmill is an open-top clockwork one, a little bit Wild Western too. Now for the actual windmill bearing block itself, use a block suitably named a windmill bearing. The windmill bearing is crafted with shafts, a turntable and a solid stone block. For the rotor blades of the windmill, blocks like sails or wool can be used. The more sails, the greater the strength of the rotational energy, and even up to a point you can increase the revolutions per minute. A couple of underground shafts, I can route the power from the windmill all the way to my base. After all that, I have finally routed the rotational power all the way from the windmill to my base. As you would have seen, the windmill blades were definitely on the weaker tadpolia side of things. The only way to make them bigger and attach more blocks to them for decorative and functional purposes is by using super glue to stick the blocks together, which can then all stick back to the windmill bearing. Super glue is going to be a main component to build the garage door, since all the blocks for the garage door need to be connected. Unfortunately, super glue needs slime. Luckily, however, slime can be crafted with the Create mod. To craft slime, you need a piece of dough, which is crafted by milling wheat with a millstone and then combining the output with water. The other item you need is lime dye, and lime dye is not easy to get. There are two ways I can craft lime dye. The first way is to use a sea pickle to directly craft it, which would probably be the easiest of the two, but sea pickles can be pretty rare. The other way is to use cactuses for green dye and then combining that with white dye to make the lime dye. To find a cactus, I'm going to need a desert first. Looks like I'm going adventuring. I found this tropical island really pretty. I might come back here at some point for some base ideas. After what was a good couple hours exploring, I finally find my desert and its cactus. Surprisingly enough, just inside the desert, there was a single piece of coral on it, crested with 3 sea pickles. Mockery. After getting back to my base, the first thing I did was plant some kelp for mechanical belts and cacti for renewable slime for later. Finally, I had my slime. Now to craft superglue, I'll need something called iron sheets. To make iron sheets, we need to stamp an ingot with a mechanical press. And after we get all that hooked up, I can make sheet metal. With the superglue crafted, it's time to get started on the garage.
use redstone for the garage door buttons, I need brass for the redstone links. Brass is made with a mechanical mixer using copper and gold at a ratio of 1:1. We need to catch a blaze in a blaze burner to warm the basin up enough for the recipe to begin. Hey, thank you so much for watching. Freg here, and in this episode we got a little bit more done on the house in the background. I didn't really mention that too much. Obviously we set up the new garage door, which works like a charm. Off in the distance there you can see the windmill that we got set up eventually. More plants from adventures. We've got a mill set up for automatic wheat to dough. A mix set up for making brass and other alloys with a blaze burner. In the background I got Fortune 2 on another librarian, and I got a diamond shovel so I didn't have to climb up one. Freg out.